Here we go.
I have a doozy for this one today. Apparently, Ken Penders, he's becoming public enemy number 1 for the Sonic fandom. And for good reason, too. Apparently, Bioware had ideas for Sonic Chronicles 2 back in the day, but the sequel never materialized. However, lead designer Miles Holmes has now shared details about what the studio had in mind for the story. For those who have never played Sonic Chronicles The Dark Brotherhood on the DS, the game actually ended with a cliffhanger. The sequel would have picked up right where things left off, with Eggman taking over the world, and Bioware had planned certain plot points that would leave the door open for even more games. So right off the bat, Bioware already had an idea. They were thinking long-term already. They had an idea where to go from this. But apparently Ken Penders had something to do with this, and I'll get more on that clown in a few minutes. But just think about it for a quick second. This is giving me nothing more than Mega Man Legends flashbacks. Like, are they ever gonna make Legends 3? Capcom, Mega Man's still stuck on the moon. We're still waiting, damn it. I don't know. Yeah, it gives you that kind of cliffhanger if you know what I'm talking about. But yeah, that's the first thing I thought of. But that's just insane right there. You know, so apparently it's saying like it's basically going off the back to the two future style vibes, but we talk about Skynet and Terminator 2 when you get to see the future, and you'll get to see it's all Eggman stuff basically. They're just using movie references, but at the same time they're just replacing it with Eggman stuff, Eggman mechs, give it a nice coat of paint and all that stuff. I can believe that, so I guess you could go that logic, but here Eggman pretty much would have won. Much of Sonic Chronicles 2 would have involved freeing populations to build an army to storm Eggman's base and restore world order, but when players get to this point towards the end, Argus, a mega god teased in the first game, appears. Sonic and Eggman therefore team up to take him down. Alright, so it's one of those... Alright. It's interesting because you're basically getting shades of Sonic Forces, because they actually did that, because Eggman did take over at that point. Sonic was able to be rescued thanks to the Resistance, and they were able to fight back and take him down. However, Sonic Frontiers actually had something like that near the end of the story, no pun intended, because the end was actually the real true final boss at the same time, and Eggman and Sonic had to form an alliance that was recommended by Sage, because it was a last-ditch effort, and then you got the result you got at the end, where you basically took out the end once and for all, and everything's all saved. So basically, this was after what, 2008, I believe. So that's interesting because some of that did happen in Forces, and some of it did happen in Frontiers if you want to follow modern logic. So that's interesting right there. I like that. Now, for me, I never played Sonic Chronicles The Dark Brotherhood. I've been told that you should give it a try, and I do have a Nintendo DS emulator with me at all times when I'm going through Pokemon ROM hacks here and there, so I might give it a try. You know. So that's interesting. As for the way of the no sequels at the end, legal issues could be to blame. Former Archie head writer Ken Penders filed lawsuits as he believed certain characters were too similar to his creations and the Archie comics. Penders' case was dismissed a couple of times, but it took a few years for the situation to be resolved. You could check the full video. Did you know gaming below on Sonic Chronicles 2 and other lost Sonic games. Yeah, so that's interesting right there. So Ken Penders is basically responsible for why we didn't get this sequel. Now, that's a shame because the way the story was written, that looked cool. And as a storyteller myself, I can't believe that Ken Penders will pull a dick move like this. Seriously, like, what the fuck, man? This is why nobody wants to do business with Ken Penders, and I'm glad that he's blacklisted from the industry. This guy's a piece of garbage if he's gonna go around saying, oh, you're making characters that are too similar to mine. We can't have that happen. Here's a lawsuit. Here's a lawsuit. Here's a lawsuit. You know, that's how that fucking fat slob thinks these days. You know, anytime that Ken Penders finds a way to make a quick buck or tries to threaten you with legality, he'll find a way to do it. We know he can't afford a lawsuit in today's day and age. I mean, how about that fiasco? Did he try to file a lawsuit on Paramount just because of the whole Echidna tribe thing? Even though that Sega does own the Echidna tribe, they own Knuckles, they basically own the entire Sonic lore, you idiot. Jesus Christ, man. Ken Penders, man, this guy's nothing than a fucking cancer in the Sonic community. More so than ever now, because for those of you who enjoy Sonic Chronicles, The Dark Brotherhood, now you'll realize why you never got a sequel because of that asshole. everyone, let me know what y'all think about this. Would you want a sequel for this game to be released after all the details I gave you? You know, it looks interesting to me. I mean, the story already got me excited, and I don't even know and they haven't even explained the whole details. They just basically gave you a Cliff Notes version, like, you know, Eggman, take him down, obviously, because Eggman was able to change things for the better. The fact that they used references from Back to the Future 2, and they also used Terminator 2 references, that's fantastic right there. That's already getting me excited already. If they're going by that logic, basically, you're going to be in for a hell of an adventure. Trust me on that. Again, everyone, let me know what y'all think about this. And Ken Penders, just get off social media. Seriously. Alright, bye.